So, should I start or should you
Yeah,
start?
why don't you start?
Well, it started with a list. I made a list of all the qualities that I would want in my soulmate, and I feng shuied the relationship corner of my home, and I said a lot of prayers and did a lot of rituals. And then the coup de grace was meeting the Holy Mother Amma. I went to get a hug from her, and when she hugged me, I whispered in her ear and I asked her to send me my soulmate. And I very quickly rattled off my list, and she laughed very hard and she hugged me really tight. And that night I had a dream, and in the dream I got lots of clues about what was going to happen next. And one of them was that there were 7 girls dressed in purple singing to me. And the lyrics of the song were, Ariel is the woman who comes after Beth. That was my biggest clue. And then 3 weeks later, I ended up going to Portland, Oregon on business. I had an author up there named Nick that I needed to take care of. And I called Nick's office, and his business partner, who I didn't know at the time, his name was Brian, answered the phone and said, I'll pick you up at the airport. And when he picked me up at the airport, the first thing I thought when I saw him was, I wonder who Beth is.
Yeah, and believe it or not, 30 days before I picked her up at the airport, I started having these incredible dreams about a woman. And 30 days prior to that, it was the first dream I had. It wasn't very clear. I just knew there was a woman in my life, a new woman that was maybe coming into my life. And as the dreams progressed and it got closer to the date that I picked Ariel up, the night before I had this profoundly beautiful, delicious dream about myself being in Yabyam, being in communion with the woman of my life, the lover of my life, and we were together like this, and we were staring into each other's eyes, and I knew clearly who that was, who my beloved was, who my soulmate was, and I picked her up at the airport that next morning. And when she came out of the terminal, the woman in my dreams was Ariel.
So to make a really long story short, we were engaged 3 weeks later. And then a year to the date that I asked Amma to send me my soulmate, she married us. And now it's 10 years later. And we are in Bora, which was on my treasure map of things I wanted to do someday. And I think I love him more today than I did the day I met him.
Absolutely.
Because he's so cute.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's our story.
It gets better and better. Tastier and tastier, more delicious, more scrumptious, and she's more gorgeous than I met her 10 years ago. It just keeps getting better and better.